Welcome back to Julian Aquatics. In this video, we'll be doing a simple DIY moss ledge. Now, for the most part, it's based on this moss ledge that I bought a while back. It's made out of acrylic, goes up against glass like that, and it's a horizontal moss ledge. So you only have one orientation with it. It also has these little notches around the, perimeter of the ledge that allows thread to latch onto so that the moss can grow on it. It's a simple enough concept that I figured I could probably make it simpler. I've also seen other variants of this using stainless steel and a coconut shell, but in this case we're using plastic. And these are the finished products. As you can see, they're way smaller than what the original moss ledge looked like. This one is kind of a vertical, so you can kind of grow anubias plants or different types of rhizome based plants, or flame moss. I've done flame moss with it and it works pretty well with it, but it's plant specific. This one is the horizontal one, which is closer to what the original looks like, but on a smaller scale. And I figured this is probably better suited for nano aquariums, or if you wanted to do a mini aquatic farm. What you could do is basically have different types of mosses or plants growing on these little ledges, and you can harvest them or sell them as ledges. Just depends on whatever route you want to go. Either way, they're super simple. This project is fairly simple and doesn't take a whole lot of work. Here's what you'll need. Item number 1 is your moss, or whatever plant you choose to attach to a ledge. In this case, it's moss, pilo moss, and probably duckweed. You'll also need a pair of scissors, airline tubing clips, which you can get a pack of 25 on Amazon or at your local pet store, some mesh plastic screen. Usually you can get this stuff at any local hobby shop, some cotton thread, and a cross stitch needle. I find this easier to use because it's a little bit bigger than a normal needle and it's easier to handle. The first step is cutting the plastic mesh to the size that you want your moss ledges to be. It could be a small ledge or a big ledge. Just remember that the bigger the ledge, the more suction cups it'll require, and the more difficult it'll be to place in an aquarium. Now onto probably the more difficult part of the project, cutting the openings for the suction cup airline hose holder. It's kind of difficult to explain, so just watch the video and be very careful when handling sharp objects. What I've basically done is cut a small opening big enough for the airline clip to go through and basically hold itself in place via friction. And now you have a vertical moss ledge or plant ledge. Alright, so time to plant this thing. First, gather whatever plant you're going to be planting. I guess it's not really planting, but whatever. What I recommend, if you're using moss, figure out how much moss you have and then try to evenly space it out on the ledge. Depending on the plant, I try not to plant roots over the airline clip because it could be damaged. I like to keep it clear so that I can apply pressure to the suction cup and apply it to the wall and not hurt any of the plants. Next, grab your cotton thread and basically tie the moss down to the ledge. It's as simple as that. Make sure you got it on there real secure. Wrap it around a couple times. Make sure it's set, and you'll be ready to go once you're done. Alright, so here's the finished product. It's a pretty small ledge. I've made a couple. This is a different one with different moss. This is one of the different types of ledges that you can make at home. This is a vertical one, so it's better suited for bushier plants. So if you have a plant that grows bushy, it's probably better for that because the plant will grow up and out. An alternative to moss is rhizome plants, and I will show you how to attach those next. First, pick out the plant. In this case, I'm using Anubias nana petite and Bucephalandra. But other plants that you could use, any type of Java fern, or any type of Bulbitis, or even some crypts that have rhizomes, you're able to attach it to the ledges in this manner. This is a little bit more complicated than attaching moss, but I like threading the thread around the rhizome of the plant to secure it without really having to wrap around the thread a lot or waste a whole lot of thread. Just be very careful and don't cut the rhizome or cut any leaves off when you're threading. Just have patience, and once you're done, you'll have a pretty cool looking Anubias plant ledge. Here's another little ledge I've made. This is a Bucephalandra. Putting together these ledges is a good way to propagate plants and is the first step in starting an aquatic plant farm. Alright, now on to the last type of ledge. What we're basically going to be doing is emulating this little notch that's included in the airline tube hose suction cup thing. And the way we do that is by cutting the plastic mesh down to size. Alright, so this is the basic shape you want. Kind of looks like that, only bigger, but since we're not really going in there for durability, we don't really have to worry about that. Anyways, you just fold it and you jam it in there, and that's it. That's your basic horizontal plant ledge. And just like the other ones, you can plant your moss, you can plant your Anubias plants, you can plant your rhizome plants, you can plant whatever you can plant on them. Plant them with whatever. overall, I'm quite happy with the way this project turned out. It's a great way to propagate plants, it's cost effective, it's simple, and in my opinion, I think those are all great qualities of a DIY project. I was able to make over 8 different types of ledges, and I probably spent less than $15 for everything altogether. I had a couple of the tools and some of the stuff already, so most of it was already free, but it's a simple enough project to be cost effective. Here's what those ledges look like underwater in an aquarium. These ledges make great additions to any shrimp tank, and I've recently decided to put a bunch of them in my aquarium, so we'll see how that works out. If you tried out this project, let me know in the comments and let me know how it turned out. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and do the things that most people on YouTube request other viewers to do. So, thank you. Here's some shrimp videos.